Hey there, happy Tuesday. Welcome to The Hash. I'm Zach Seward. I'm joined by Will Foxley, Jen Sanasi, and Sandli Handagama. We are here today to talk about the latest in crypto news and culture and so much more. We're going to have a good time doing it too. I'm going to hold myself to that. All right, Will, you're starting us off today with a little bit of acquisition news in the Ethereum wallet space. What do you got?
That's right. Two wallets that are pretty well known by almost everybody within the cryptocurrency industry are merging together under the ConsenSys brand. That's Metamask and MyCrypto wallet. Of course, most people have Metamask on their phone at this point. There's 21 million monthly users, which is a large chunk of people who are involved in crypto at all, probably just have Metamask. MyCrypto wallet is really well known for its usability, its time in the space, and then also its security. It seems that ConsenSys wants to bring these two brands together. One is led by Taylor Manahone, and the other is led by Dan Finley. Going to merge together under ConsenSys, be under like the same umbrella. At this point, the brands won't really integrate quite yet, but at a future date, I think they plan on bringing both these two products together. Zach, I want to throw this to you and just kind of get the understanding of why this is important for the ecosystem writ large.
Yeah, for sure. So MetaMask is like the crown jewel of the ConsenSys empire. There's a couple of big projects that they've been incubating for a number of years, and MetaMask is the big one, right? It's most people's gateway to how you interact with these blockchains, with the Ethereum mainnet, and also EVM compatible chains. So MetaMask is a big player in the space, and MyCrypto, which was my Ether wallet a long time ago, they're sort of OGs in this space as well. So sort of this combining of these two entities is very notable in that it shows that the wallet wars are kind of heating up, right? We hear all this talk about Web3, and people interact with Web3 services through wallets, and still relative to the like total population of tech users, the number of people who are using Web3 wallets is small. So I think that wallet companies, be it Solana's Phantom, which we talked about yesterday, or MetaMask, they're sort of like seeing this as the moment that they need to seize this opportunity as people get onboarded into this ecosystem, right? Like, hey, if you want to go play in Decentraland, it's way better if you have a MetaMask, right? But like, it's still daunting for a lot of people to set up some of these browser plugin wallets. So I think I'm getting the feel from some of our reporting that this is the moment where these Web3 wallet companies are really doubling down on their efforts to capture that next wave of interest. And this this merger, this acquisition here, speaks to that trend in a big way. Jen, saw your hand up. Very curious for your thoughts.
Yeah, just to add to what you were saying, I think it's not only daunting for people who are getting into the space, but there are all of these security concerns, right? Like we hear in the news almost every day about hacks and rug pulls. And for people who want to enter the space, they're really concerned if they're going to lose all of their money. And MyCrypto wallet has really been focused on user security. So I think it's really interesting that these two are going to come together as they look at entering the space. Every time we talk about acquisitions, I think about the talent acquisition that happens amongst the company acquisition. And I learned this morning while I was researching the story that the teams have actually been collaborating since 2015 on that security angle. So they've been collaborating on anti-phishing campaigns and security tip knowledge. So I think this is just a really smart play, especially as more people jump into Web3 and they are concerned about losing their money. So I think it's really cool. But Sandali, I'll toss it up to you.
Yeah, I just want to add to what you said. I mean, just the other day, one of my friends lost everything in their MetaMask wallet, and it was a tragic day for them. And yeah, I was really the article says that security is going to be their priority, and I was curious to know what kind of security updates we could expect. And I think Jen, you mentioned a couple, and yeah, really exciting to see what happens next. I'm going to throw it back to Zach for our next one.
I'm going to pass it right down to Will. He had a final thought. Will,
I'm going to grab it. I just have some thoughts on this in general. I want to talk about with ConsenSys. ConsenSys is a very interesting brand. It's this VC / funding group / crypto lab that exists in Brooklyn, and it's been around for a few years, led by Joe Lubin, who's not only a co-founder of Ethereum, but also a pretty divisive character, I think, in crypto. Some people have had awesome interactions with him. some people not some awesome interactions. And so it's interesting to see that MyCrypto has chosen to integrate with ConsenSys. There's been a lot of recent like lawsuits against ConsenSys. There's been a lot of frustration with them for some people coming out of it. I know that a lot of people who've been involved in ConsenSys brand have had to make decisions with their products that they weren't always ultimately happy with at the end of the day. So to me, I'm curious to see why they chose to go down this route, why MyCrypto, which was a very strong brand, decided to pair with ConsenSys. And I'm curious to see what it looks like in a year from now, because I do think that's an understood, I guess, thing about ConsenSys is that it's not always viewed as like this good thing to be paired with. So we'll see what it's like in a year. It might be the best. Who knows? Zach, I'll throw it up to you.
All right, we're going to the CoinDesk Sports Desk. This just in, Tom Brady is actually retiring. There had been some rumors over the weekend that this was coming down. Some reporting that was a bit fuzzy, but he said today he's retiring. And you know what he's going to focus on? Autograph, his NFT startup, among other things. He's 44. He played 22 years in the NFL. He's, some say, the greatest of all time. He won 7 Super Bowls. He had laser eyes in his Twitter profile pic and still seems to still have them, actually. So he's done a lot, and his startup just raised $170 million. So in terms of second careers or whatever they call those things for people who retire, it seems like a pretty good one to undertake for Mr. Tom Brady right there with the trophy. All right. Anyway, I'm going to toss this to, I don't have Naomi to toss it to. She's our sports desk correspondent. She
is our correspondent.
So I'm going to have to throw it straight to Jen. And if you could channel Naomi here, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, Jen, Tom Brady, he's retiring. He does crypto stuff. He's an FTX ambassador. What is next for the GOAT?
If I was channeling Naomi, I might say, what sport does Tom Brady play again?
There it is.
Nice. Basketball? Does he play basketball?
I'll give you you can take another guess. We'll give you another one. Yeah.
No, I know he plays football. He's probably the only football player I know. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth with this news. I actually when we were preparing for the show, this was the final confirmation that Tom Brady was actually retiring from football. I know yesterday there was some back and forth. He said he was retiring, or it was reported that he said he was retiring, and then he said he wasn't. And now we have confirmation. I mean, this just makes sense to me. 22 years in football is a really, really long time. I don't know, Zach, if you know the average length of a career for a football player. I'm assuming it's a lot less than 22 years, just given the physical demand that happens in the sport. And he just raised that Series B for autograph, $170 million. I wonder if investors were asking questions about his priorities, to be honest. You don't raise this amount of money and easily straddle lots of different ventures. I know, him being a celebrity sports player helps the brand, but I wonder if investors were asking, when are you going to commit your full attention to this project? And it just makes sense. I mean, 44 years old, I'm sure he wants to spend time with his family and move on to the next thing. So this makes sense. I'm very happy to see him find something exciting to focus his energies on. And I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with Autograph. But that's my take on it. Will, what do you got?
Pretty good. That's a pretty good take. Very holistic. I thought TB12 was going to retire a few years ago when his last possession for the Patriots was an interception. Pretty rough way to go. But he made it down to Tampa Bay, obviously won a Super Bowl there, which was a pretty big slap in the face for the Patriots a year later, just to be shoved out of the situation and then win. He won the Super Bowl a year later. That's pretty crazy to think about. In terms of crypto adoption here, I don't really know if there's a story, right? He has that FTX partnership and it's probably going to keep going along. I don't see why it would stop. He still has a huge name brand within the football space and then writ large. I mean, he's just kind of the prototypical, I guess. He's the guy when it comes to American sports. So we'll probably see that going forward. I don't understand why there would be any limitation to that partnership. Sandali, Zach, anything else come to mind for that?
So yeah, I honestly I honestly like Tom Brady, and I think he seems genuinely interested in building in crypto. Just looking at how involved he's become over the last few months, and just But there's like a whole bunch of celebs jumping in to crypto right now. I don't want to take it away from Tom Brady, but especially with NFTs, you have Paris Hilton and Gwyneth Paltrow debuting their
don't talk bad about Paris.
No,
nothing
often. Bad about her. I'm just like worried about, I don't know, it makes me really uncomfortable the way they're marketing it. I don't know, it's been like kind of painful to watch. And there's a great piece by Will Gotzigan on CoinDesk about how these celebrities buy and promote NFTs, mainly through a platform called MoonPay, which is like targeting these like high net worth individuals. So I was wondering if you guys feel the same, or like, Tom Brady's great, but like, what do you feel about these other celebrities kind of coming into the scene this way? I don't know, Jen.
I'll quickly go. I think Zach is going to say something. I don't love the celebrities, but I think that celebrities, they're regular people at the end of the day. If they want to get into NFT projects, sure they can. I don't know how I feel about them shilling those projects irresponsibly. I mean, I think they have a platform, and so they should be responsible in what kind of information they're putting out there. And so I'm kind of a little bit divided. I mean, like, Paris has been in the space for a long time. She supports women in the space. The projects that she has supported and her own project has been really successful. And so I'm just like a little bit divided. I think that they should be responsible in what they share. Like, for example, I mean, Justin Bieber bought a Bored Ape for 500 ETH, right? And so now everyone is like, why would Justin do that? And he hasn't really said anything about it. So I think he's allowed to buy it. But I don't know, Zach, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for the Kanye NFT. I'm just really waiting for that to happen. I know he said it's not going to happen. It's going to happen, people.
Yeah,
we got some tips on this one. This is going to happen. We're going to get this scoop on the board. But anyway, let's tease this thing. Let's take a break. Let's hang out. When we get back from the break, on the other side of the hash, we're going to talk about India announcing some major crypto tax rules. A lot of interest in this story. We'll talk about it right after the break on the hash. It's CoinDesk TV. You're here. You're watching it. Thanks for doing it. See you in a bit.
What's up, everybody? This is Spencer Dinwiddie.
And I'm Solo Cisse.
And this is New Money, brought to you by CoinDesk.
All I hear, go get the money. So I go get it. Hate means I do something right. So I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. Yeah, I'ma let him. I hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I'ma let him.
What we'll see is money not only being exchanged for this digital currency, but the frictionless movement across borders. It's going to be able to flow as easy as a text message.
Staying true to yourself, right? Like, you've always been true to yourself.
I just want to share that with everybody. You could be yourself in full capacity.
It's our duty to take our visions and be fearless in our pursuit.
Be my most authentic self and show people that, look, I'm an athlete, and yes, I'm also a part of the LGBT community.
My goal is to have, my own NFT, my own entire IP, like my own everything.
How do you think, blockchain and crypto impacts the way you think about it?
I think everyone has like some sort of like,
So like, how'd you get into Bitcoin?
it's like asking someone if they smoke. It's like, yo.
Embracing where the world is going. And when the whole world shut down, we saw just how important tech was.
It was more so of my style and the foods that I cooked that kind of pushed me. I wanted to live the lifestyle of an athlete or an artist while doing what I love.
Having that open mind, having that flexibility just allows you to be of so much more service to, youth or society in general.
Gamers, maybe it's because you guys just hustle different.
Anything you want to be great at, you got to put hours and hours in every single day.
Welcome to the hash, everyone. Welcome back, I have to say. I'm going to go right into our next story. We have big news from India today. India just unveiled its 2022 budget, and the finance minister announced a 30% tax on income from the transfer of virtual digital assets. This is the first for the country that's been going back and forth on a crypto ban for years now. And the latest we heard is that India is planning to bring forward a bill banning all private cryptocurrencies. So during this budget speech, the finance minister also said that a blockchain-powered digital rupee will most likely be issued in either this year or in 2023. This is also the first time we've got any indication of a timeline on a central bank digital currency. So the industry seems generally excited about this because they see taxing crypto as an indication that India is not going to ban it, which is great. But others are concerned that a 30% tax on what might include NFTs could drive retail investors away. Some just see this as the government trying to make some cash before crypto regulations are even here. So there's a lot to unpack here. I don't know who wants to go first. I'm going to throw it to Jen just because she's there. Hi.
Because girl power, right? Okay,
yes.
So I have so many thoughts on this story, right? So a 30% tax on any income from the transfer of a virtual digital asset. And when I read that, I just feel like the tax is, like the article says, pushing out retail investors. And in India, probably the people who can benefit the most from crypto, right? And so I got some stats this morning. According to the World Bank's Global Financial Inclusion Database, India has the largest amount of inactive bank accounts in the world at 48%, and the second highest unbanked population. And this 30% tax really just pushes those people out. And we talk about so much on this show about crypto granting financial access and crypto being a tool for financial inclusion. And the Indian government, I feel like this just kind of takes that away and essentially is kind of a ban on using crypto. My second thought on this, when we think about NFTs, is that virtual digital asset term. And so we've spoken on the show about Chingari, which is India's version of TikTok, backed by Solana, which allows Indian creators to make money, sell NFTs. I believe there's a token involved on the Chingari app. And so I think about creators who have built a platform on Chingari, who are monetizing their content. Does this 30% tax apply to them as well? And is it just going to it's really just going to take money away from the people who need it the most. And so I just think it is not a good move, but it is not surprising given the Indian government's take on crypto over the past year. But Will, I'll toss it off to you.
Yeah, I think the big thing about this headline is the fact that crypto is being legitimized, or it could be legitimized here, compared to previous years where we've just seen a lot of like India FUD across the board, where every 6 months there was some headline that would come out about how India was about to ban Bitcoin or ban Bitcoin mining or ban CBDCs or make their own CBDC and ban the rest of the crypto industry entirely or ban crypto exchanges. Like there was always some sort of headline FUD that was coming out. And I think a lot of it had some truth. And I think a lot of it also was just Western media's incompetency when it comes to reporting on Asian politics and when it comes to reporting on Indian politics. We saw a lot with China this previous summer where there was a lot of information coming out of the Chinese Communist Party and people didn't really know how to interpret those notes. And I think we see a lot of that happen with India as well. The Western media is just like probably not familiar with how things operate. And I assume it's vice versa as well. Here we see that something might be happening in the right direction, which is one, very bullish for the space. India is a huge economy, up and coming. Tons of founders in the United States are Indian. And it's just a conversation nobody really has. Like that's a huge bastion of not only people who are going to adopt crypto, but also a lot of tech talent that's moving to the space very, very quickly. It's going to have large implications for crypto across the board. And then second, the fact that a giant nation state like India, which has huge importance within the Asian region and then globally, is looking to legitimize crypto means a lot for crypto on the nation state level. If the United States is interested in doing something like this, which we're always batting around the idea of some sort of Fed coin, a CBDC, India doing that only moves the needle closer for the United States, only moves the needle closer for a lot of other countries as well. In fact, I think it would probably be a tipping point for a lot of these countries. Sandali, I want to throw it up to you though.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think there really wasn't a market response following the news, not even in the Indian market. So I feel like the Indian crypto community has become kind of numb to all of this. Will they, won't they, back and forth. But it is the first promising signal they've gotten from the government, like Will said, like legitimizing crypto in a way. But for the government itself, this news and how they handle the crypto bill that's coming up, which we might see around May, I think, is going to send, I think, an important message to not just the crypto community, but the world on how serious India is about its ambitions for to become a digital hub, right? Prime Minister Narendra Modi has talked about India's digital ambitions like on so many occasions, but at the same time, there's very much this culture of social media censorship, internet shutdowns, and with crypto, all these mixed signals. So I think this is the start of something interesting, and people will now be expecting more. I'm really looking forward to the bill because we've been hearing some spooky things about how they're going to ban all trading, mining, and issuing of private cryptocurrencies with possible jail time if you were found guilty of any of these. So yeah, interesting times, and just excited to see what's next. I'm going to throw it to, I think, Will for the next one. Yes. Oh, Jen, sorry.
It's me. I'll take us to the last story
Jen.
of the
I just
day.
keep doing this to you.
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Terra founder Do Kwon has proposed. Oh, sorry. I totally forgot. Control has a surprise for us, and we are taking it back to the sports desk. So let's take a look at this surprise, bringing you back to the sports desk on the hash.
Sports desk.
What? What the?
Why didn't you roll? We should have rolled that out earlier.
Wow.
That was amazing.
I love that. So that's what we have to look forward to every time we talk about a sports story.
We got surprise Naomi with that.
On the hash.
Good work.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Big
I
fan.
can't wait for Naomi to come back and see that. All right. Okay. Now back to the story that I jumped the gun on. Terra founder Do Kwon has proposed sponsoring an unidentified major American sports league franchise to the tune of $38.5 million. Kwon said on Tuesday that for legal reasons, he couldn't reveal the identity of the franchise, adding that the proposal involves a legendary sports franchise and a household name in one of the major 4 American leagues. Zach, we had that amazing sports desk graphic, and so I feel it's only right to pass it to you, our sports desk founding member. Please tell us, do you have any insight onto who this could be or what's going on?
I was talking to a couple reporters here, and I'm not going to rain on their parade, but I have a strong hunch, or well, to be more precise, they have a strong hunch as to which franchise this is. And I'm not going to ruin that because I think they're trying to pin that down right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to spoil the fun here. I'm going to say I'm not, you know what? No, I'm going to say it's baseball. I'm going to say it's baseball. And I'm going to say, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I think we have a strong hunch.
Could we reasonably say the acronym has an N in it? That's all of them, right? No?
Wait,
yeah,
what?
that's a good one.
Major League Baseball.
There's no
right?
No,
So
dude.
now we got
What are you talking
Major League
about?
Baseball. No, I'm just bad at sports.
Oh, you just Canadianed yourself so hard.
just thought you were
It's NHL, right?
I tried.
You're right. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we're trying to pin this down. I think it's cool. I like seeing this stuff unfold in these community forums, right? Like this is the transparency of blockchains and distributed governance. You get to watch it kind of unfold. So it's going to be cool to see which team it is. I have a hunch, but I told my reporter that I wasn't going to say it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's plenty of clues out there, people. Just do a little Googling, and you'll be able to get maybe a hunch as well. All right, that's all I got.
Love it.
I'll take it.
Will,
take it.
tell me about it.
Carefully.
Will, we're going to see Terra. We're going to see Luna emblazoned. Is Luna about to be the next FTX when it comes to like major branding on some sports stuff? Hit me.
Maybe, and I will tread carefully here because Do Kwon always takes notes and loves to ratio people. So gotta be careful with what I say here.
Be careful.
I think in general, this is what turns me off towards DAOs. And basically what happened here is he put like this community forum together. He posts on it as like the founder and the lead of this project, requests a bunch of money, and then put something together for marketing. And then boom, you have like your next marketing gimmick for the next year for whatever coin you want. And like that's a legitimate thing that corporations do. And maybe it's something that DAOs do going forward and it's somehow legitimized. But to me, it says like if your founder of a protocol asks for money, like how do you say no to that, right? If Vitalik asks for a bunch of money to dump into something like this also, it always get yes votes. So I don't understand why they even go through the efforts like this. It's like going through the motions for something that you already know is going to happen. And yes, I understand you could like have votes and knock it down, and maybe it's somehow more efficient or more transparent than old ways of doing it. But it just seems kind of silly to me. But yes, we could see Terraform Labs on some sort of basketball court or maybe baseball field or something cool like FTX has done in the future. Zach will give it to you.
They could be just. I mean, it's not the first time. This, it is an up and coming protocol. But if you went to Citi Field, home of the New York Mets of the Major League Baseball, right in center field is a big old Tezos sign as of the middle of last year. So this is something that protocols.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think it's gimmicky.
Are doing. You think it's what? Gimmicky?
Yeah, I think it's all gimmicky.
What
like
about
but brands did it? Was it gimmicky?
It's like a corporate.
When Coca-Cola did it?
It's a firm.
It's like the Tezos Foundation.
Different. This is supposed to be like decentralized money. How does decentralized money pay for a marketing campaign with the major sports league? Just doesn't, like Bitcoin couldn't do that. So I just don't get it. But
spread the word somehow,
I'll leave it there. I'm in dangerous territory. Someone's going to clip this and attack me. So
it's okay.
Better just leave it there.
Right.
And you've already had enough. I just wanted to ask everyone to leave Will alone.
No, it's okay.
Leave me alone.
It's okay. All right. It is what it is. All right. We're shutting it down quick. All right, everybody hide. Assume assume a protective position. We're going to shut it down and get to the safety bunker before the trolls start beating up on Will. All right, that's it. That's the hash. We'll be back again tomorrow. It's been fun. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Zach. We got Sandali. We got Jen. We got Will. We'll be back again to do it again. Same place, same time. And you know what? Can we just get the sports desk thing on the way out with the sound effect?
Let's do it again.
Yeah. Just one more time.
Okay.
Roll the sports desk thing.
Just give me a sports desk. Yes. Way to go out with a bang. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Bye.